if you elect President Donald Trump and Republicans to the House and the Senate, to our state general assemblies, our governors, our local elected officials, what will you do for the American people? And this document received input from people all across the country, Republicans. There were even some independents and some Democrats that had some things to say to some of President Trump's team that were working on the document. And this is a document of, by, and for the people of the United States. And it deals with the issues, Mike, that people are talking about. Why we need to seal the border, why we need to stop illegal aliens from coming into this country, why we need to deal with crime, what we're going to do about inflation, energy, and protecting girls and keeping men out of women's sports. It also deals with with ending the weaponization of government and preserving our freedoms and our rights.
Number one, there's 20 main points here. Number one, seal the border, stop the...
Yes.
Yep. Seal the border, stop the migrant invasion, number one. Number two, carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. So first of all, you put immigration number 1 and 2, you put inflation number 3, but coming in hot with a very specific carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. The Republicans aren't hiding that anymore.
And it is important that we realize people across the country have said, look, we have criminal illegal aliens that are in our communities. Here's a great example. I was visiting with a community in Tennessee, and they said, look, we're having issues. Our DUI arrests have more than doubled. They started looking at it, and 59% of those were people that were in the country illegally. And they said, why don't we deport these individuals once we apprehend them? So I have legislation, the CLEAR Act, and this would allow local law enforcement, when they apprehend someone in the country illegally, they can detain them, and then ICE has to come and deport them and bar them from reentry into the country. And it is common sense proposals like that you are going to see in our party platform. Indeed, the platform committee dedicated this platform to the forgotten men and women of America. And these are the things that everyday Americans, so many of us, are talking about. Let's get back to some common sense in government, and let's deal with these issues. This is a platform that was written for the people. It was not written by special interest groups and lobbyists in Washington, D.C. This is a very grassroots platform.
What is the difference between this party platform and Project 2025 that we are hearing so much about by the Lizzos of the world, and other people on the left are very scared of Project 2025?
I don't have any insight at all into Project 2025. I found out yesterday this was something that the Heritage Foundation had been working on, and they had some kind of 900-page document. But, Mike, I can't speak to it. I haven't seen it, don't know anything about it. What I do know is this. Our Republican Party platform is something that people can go print off, read, easily digest. It is 16 pages. It has the 20 promises of things Republicans will do over the next couple of years. As you said, going from dealing with the border to dealing with terrorists and uniting our country and making certain that we put together an agenda that is going to be there for the American people. It has 10 short chapters that deal with issues like inflation and how we bring about economic prosperity, how we're going to go about sealing the border, how we're going to build the greatest economy in our nation's history, how we're going to bring back the American dream. Think about the number of times people say, I'm afraid my kids can't live out their version of the American dream, and it's because government's been weaponized. There are two tiers of justice, there are two tiers of access, and people want to see equal access and equal treatment. And dealing with these issues of being able to access education and health care and housing for our Gen Zs, that is one of the top issues. And we also go into how we're going to be able to protect seniors, how we're going to deal with education and opportunity and sending education back to the states, and then upholding the pillars and the foundations of our governmental structure, respecting our Constitution, respecting our Bill of Rights, dealing with anti-Semitism, taking care of our veterans. These are all things that we definitely need to and want to address. And then when we look at government of by and for the people, protecting free speech, protecting defense of religious liberty, protecting life, ending all of this left-wing gender insanity that is taking place. It is all in there. I encourage your listeners, print it off, get online, Google the 2024 GOP platform. You'll find it at the Republican National Committee's website. You're going to find it at the convention website. They should take a look.
And Marsha Blackburn here was the chair of the committee that put it together. If I could say one thing about Project 2025, I had some conservatives talk to me the other day, and they said, I'm very concerned about Project 2025. I hear it's going to cut Social Security. And I said, well, first of all, you heard that from some progressives' interpretation of Project 2025. So like whatever. But also, that's probably not true. But also Project 2025 is a Heritage Foundation thing. That's an outside group, not the Trump administration, not the Republican Party. That's its own thing. Any outside group can come up with any plan that they want to come up with. That's their own prerogative, whatever.
That's right. And I know nothing of
Party
it.
Platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is it. This is what you know all of, because you're the chair of it, and this is the Republican Party platform. This is what the convention is next week. This is the Trump administration. Yes. This is the Republican Party, top to bottom. You mentioned education. I just want to highlight this one on the education section. It says the party will advocate for immediate suspension of violent students, which is just like one of those obvious things. There's like a million of these obvious points, but we're so far from them all that they need to be stated. Senator, I'd be remiss if I did not mention the one controversy that I've seen from all this, and that is from a lot of my pro-life friends. What are your thoughts on their argument that this does not stand as boldly for life as they would like?
And, I appreciate where they're coming from on that. The Republican Party is a pro-life party. It's a pro-family party. It is always going to be that. And, Mike, the way to look at it is this, that this is not a in-depth, long-form missive. This is something, as I said, it's a total of 16 pages. And it is a promise that these are the things that we are going to do. One of the items in the chapter about government of, by, and for the people. And bear in mind, the chapters are really short. They're not even a page long. And one of them is to continue to protect life. And that is a promise that the Republican Party makes. And that is something they've always fulfilled, and they will continue to fulfill. I'll actually read it. It's one short paragraph. We proudly stand for families and life. We believe that the 14th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States guarantees that no person can be denied life or liberty without due process, and that the states are therefore free to pass laws protecting those rights. After 51 years, because of us, that power has been given to the states and to a vote of the people. We will oppose late-term abortion while supporting mothers and policies that advance prenatal care, access to birth control, and IVF.